Good afternoon. Technology. So this is demonstrate one of the big problems we are facing in this industry today. Because the industry is moving extremely fast. How many of you still remember OTA? Over the air. That's what we are. We are from TV broadcast industry. That's where we grow from, OTA. But today, if you look at what go beyond the OTA in the last 40 years, 30 years, you have cable subscription service. Then you have DTH, direct to home. Now today, everyone talk about OTT. In reality, it's about advertising supported, subscription supported. Nothing changed. People talking about fast. Well, what is fast? Free ad support TV. We have using this for 50, 60, 100 years. Long time. The only change is using the IP infrastructure. That's the only differences. It's a different way of distributing the content. But the reality, the business model, even a lot of the technology, the business behavior, fundamentally is not changed. So that's what I want to first set is kind of set an expectation. There are a lot of discussion about, fast is where the future is. I said, no, that's just another tool in the toolbox. Fundamentally, it's not changed. There are still people who are watching over the air because there's certain efficiency over the air. What I want to give is actually is a simple case study. 2 years ago, actually a little bit over 2 years ago, Fox, a lot of you know News Corp. Fox, we have been working with Fox for many years. Just quick background, TV networks. We are a 17-year-old or young startup. We develop a lot of technology, but what we really want to fundamentally change is where the entire media supply chain, from beginning to the end. Today, if you walk into any of the media company, it's still a human-driven manual process. What we are really want to fundamentally change to is a data-driven, automated process. To support that, we have built a lot of the tool set. And those tool set is in the form of microservices. So what we believe in one thing is, let's build a Lego block. Let the media company be the building master, develop whatever the solution for ultimately they need. So 2 years ago, when the COVID-19 hit, Fox called us, say, well, we want to have a disaster recovery process. We want to be able to cover news all about coronavirus, but at the same time, in case our employee cannot go into TV stations. 2 years ago, people thinking that's very remote. Today, I think a lot of us experienced. And you cannot walk into the TV station. What we can do to have a backup is not about equipment. It's not about, where they work. It's a backup about the entire business process. So they can do what they need to do at any location. And at the same time, they want to create this new channel, cover all the coronavirus news effectively. So we say, yeah, we have a lot of building blocks. Let's put them together. So what end up happening is there's a news operation called News Now Fox. You can go to the website called Live Now Fox. On the Live Now Fox, it's very interesting. If you look at the website, on the left is video. In the bottom are those anchors. What they say is Live Now Fox coverage is hosted by those DJs, anchors. What does that mean? Is anchor is not only an anchor, but a producer as well as an operator. They are the one running the entire TV station by themselves, one person. And so at the same time, content, because it's embedded with monetization. So content is everywhere, whether it's on the CTV, whether it's direct go back to OTT, and or whether go to OTA, it is all there. So it's the omnipresence of the content. It appeared everywhere. Even turn on the video. It's an interesting part of this is what we TV actually, we believe in one thing is everything should be in the cloud. But on the other hand, a lot of people say, oh, on the cloud, it's not secure. Reality is actually on the cloud is very secure. So what I have here is, we said, I want to access to all my assets. We are using Google, but I don't trust the password. So I can easily log in, hopefully. I can get my code. I guess infrastructure is a little bit slow. I still haven't got my code yet. Once I have the code, I can access to all my media material presentation. I don't have the code. And I have another way. So there's another authenticator. So today, if I use my phone, I can get my authenticator, which is Google 350299. 350299. Hopefully, I can get into my material. Ta-da! We are right there. And so today, a lot of the people talk about workspace, talk about going to the cloud. But what we really want to create is you have your asset anywhere can be accessible. It's not about cloud. It is where you can access to your asset, which is, in this case is my presentation. Hopefully why it's email? Huh? Yeah, let's turn off this.
Now it will take some time, otherwise you must have done no thanks. Go. Actually, you made it default. I will do it now for you. You can speak.
Okay, go to the drive. Have the presentation right on the top. So while I'm doing this, but I can show you. So for this station, as you point out, I mean, we were talking about is the anchor. She has to do the work. The traditional TCR, yes, this one, great. Traditional, in the TV station, you have TCR, transmission control room. You have PCR, and then you have MCR. What we really want to create is those operator has to deal with all of them. Because normally a TV station costs you 15, even more people to run it. And but they want to run with one person. And you cannot get away from slideshow. So you cannot get away. All this function is still needed. So we go in right here. So what we did for them is using our cloud, those Lego block, build a TV station operation. It is a task-centric workflow. So if you look at what this is, actually, all of them, what they have is mere iPad. That's why we're using this iPad. So what they have is on the left side are all the input sources. You can take any of the input source and route on this. So this effectively becomes the TCR. And then if she want to begin to managing with the content, she say, okay, I'm one person. I want to switch into a different source. Guess what? That's all she needs to do. All those become a button. So she switch. Unfortunately, I cannot project my iPad on the screen. Otherwise, you will see the operation is at the fingertip. If she want to invite in a guest, she said, let me invite in a guest. She can select exactly what the guest wanted, do a cut. In this case, I have RSG. You do a full cut into all those. That's how enable them. This become the TCR, MPCR. If you talk about MCI, she want to monetizing. Here is SCSI trigger. And she doesn't have to managing anything. The system know how to deal with a SCSI, and the SSAI will do all the monetization for them, targeted advertising. So this entire operation informs this anchor. That's it. What they do is they come in the morning, managing what the content, what the live feeds needed, and plan the story out, run for the show. That's all it is. And so, in fact, in the last 2 weeks, Fox News Corp just launching 17 channels. Each of them, they trained 4 people. They are the anchor, they are the operator, and they are the producer. That's where the new world it is. And so that's a lot of the setup, even to like this, because everything she has a tip is at the tip of the control. So where is the studio operation? Gone. No dedicated TCR, PCR, MCR hardware or software. No dedicated operators. Engineers still can sit on there because it's cloud, open another window, monitor, managing if they need to. But it is there for them. It's as exception management. They no longer depend on an engineer to operate this. And to them, it's just an operator, an anchor. That's what the new world is turning into. What this translates to is not just about fast. It's the content creation. Why? Quite few of you have a lot of gray hair like me. Some young people may not have this. That's how I grew up. 7 to 9, prime time, sit down with my parents and watching TV. And the whole family get together. In the last 20 years, or 30 years, in fact, I have been in this industry for start 1986. So that how many years? A lot of you know NAB. My first NAB is 1989. Since then, never left, and except the last 2 years. And my first IBC was in 1991. And that's how long we have been in this industry. So we did all the HD TV development, involved all the ATSC. Now we build a beautiful TV set. Actually, this is a very typical home, living room. Why? No one watching TV. Where's your young kids? Because the proliferation of the consumption device fundamentally has changed. Till today, if you want to consume video, you have this. I have the iPad, you have the computer, and that fundamental change driven this young generation to there. But keep in mind, when this changed, the viewing behavior changed. When the viewing behavior changed, the consumer wanted is the content in a way they want it. It's not we tell what the content is good for you. They want it the way they want it. That's why a lot of content, because they consume content is when they fill in the time. Whenever they have time, they fill the content. That's what they wanted. And at the time, these are available. They are not going to consume. They are not going to sit there for 2 hours watching anything. Whenever they have time, they're going to watch. And then device. Maybe they were watching TV if they happen to have time sitting from the TV set. But normally, whenever they have the access to the device, whatever the device can deliver most convenient to them, they consume it. And then the format they want it. When I say format, actually it's very interesting. It's not just about, a lot of us are in the news business. And also in the sports, when we say the format is how the story is told. For example, I'm a 49er fan. How many of you love football, American football? Each of the football games, there are 32 cameras cover those football games. And I'm a 49er fan. I want the angle focusing on my team, the athletes which representing me. I want to see from that angle. I don't care other teams. So why cannot someone produce a content fit my interest? There are 32 cameras. Why only produce one feed for everyone? Social production. Because at the end of the day, content rights holder, what they want to achieve is they want more viewers. They don't care how the viewer is watching. They want more viewers because what they paid is the rights to access to the content. So that's what is driving. So if you look at that, the whole industry also have a lot of changes happen. What's enabling? One is embedded monetization. Think of this, in the past, your content, the only way to monetizing is you are the front gatekeeper. TV station, portals, apps. But today, with SSAI, you are the content, you can monetize it by yourself. You control it. Because the portal becomes just another navigation tool. Another is cloud services. You no longer need spend a lot of money to do experimentation. You have no investment needed. One of the very important part is real-time data analysis. Today, in fact, the industry has become a data-driven industry. In the past, you produce a content, you wait for production, then you go on air, and then Nelson come tell you, oh, your rating is this. With today, in real time, in fact, we have customer like Al Jazeera. When they shoot a shot, their production people look at how many people turned away. That's how fast it is. It's in real time. Is this what's enabled is, if you look at the most of the broadcast industry, people thinking, oh, I'm a broadcaster, but the reality is people is asking, is unicast. A lot of people say, how can you do unicast? Think of this. Today, people are switching content from one to another. That reality is unicast because they are selecting what they wanted. They are not follow what you're telling them, what should be watching. But with the data, with all the information, with ability using those tools, reality, we can create a unicast for the customer without any additional cost. We have to think out of the box. So given that said, what we want to enable the industry is to do experimentation. Why? Because we don't know what they wanted. The software engineer, where we come from, we say, let's do A/B test, do the UI test, takes a real time, and the fast development, very extremely fast. Like our company, our microservices deploy on daily basis. Every day, new microservice deployed. Why we cannot allow our content people do the same thing at a zero cost? What we want is the content people be able to do content experimentation. That's what enables them to grow. Look this way. I asked quite a few questions of the TV station. What does it take them to grow 10% of viewership? Take years, if not losing viewership. But with content experimentation, to achieve 1% increase on weekly basis is not difficult. What that translates to, you have 50-60% growth. Because today the process has changed. And with analytics, you can do that. What we need to is give the tool. So in there, in the bottom, is the iPad, you do the switching. In fact, any of the people don't like touchpad, we have a button switch. On the right side is a little bit dark, is actually is an audio panel. Take a guess how much the audio panel costs us. $75. The entire setup of this hardware is less than $1,000. Most expensive, in fact, less than $500, because iPad is $300. The other touch switch is about $250, and that's it, $75. Okay, more than $500, $600. That's a setup. That's what it is. So come experience the experiences. We are near the entrance of hall, Pavilion 1. Thank you all. I know I took a long time. Hopefully you enjoy it. Thank you.